Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is my colouring plans for February, March and April. I know it's early, but if you've seen my latest completed pages video, you know I got through so many pages this time that I've moved my schedule up by a month because I kind of run out of books from what I picked. I know, it's crazy. So I'll do you a quick update from what I picked for December to February originally, which is now December to January, and how I did with those, and then I'll go through my new plans with you. So I know I have invested in a creative companion. Maybe this is why I'm doing so well and being all organised for you all. I am going to do a video on this and my set out on my use of it, because I know you're all interested in things like that. So video to follow, I promise. I won't leave you hanging with the book. But I had planned for a number of books, and I'm also adding certain pencils and materials and things that I don't use a lot, because I really have goals this year to use a lot more of my different colouring mediums. Again, that comes into the planner and we'll go into that video that I'm going to do. So let's get started. I have as my 10 books to finish Enchanted Faces. I did work in that book, and that will appear back into my next rotation as well. I have in my plans and my 10 books to finish Small Victories, and I worked in that as well. Reptiloids is one of my 10 to finish, and I got a couple of pages done in there. My Mariola Budek page, which is this Forever Whip, and I do have plans for my whips as well as everything else this year. I didn't touch, unfortunately, in December and January, probably because if you've seen my pages, I have so much other stuff done. So I am going to actually keep that one in my new rotation. I'm going to add that to my pile of many whips that I've chosen to try and get through. I'm going to keep it in and we will see. As always, no pressure, it is what it is. My Spooklet sketchbook I did work in, and that is going to reappear as well. My Christmas Cuties I worked in. My Joanna's Christmas, I got my Forever Whip done in there, so well done me. Matchstick Mouse Winter, I got 4 pages done in there, super pleased, so I did work in that. Fairy and Fantasy and Fairy and Fantasy 5 I did not work in, so I think I'm going to push those into the new month as well and just add them into my pile and see if I will. For Adorables Minis 2 by Selena Fenwick, I got a page done. Tales from the Masquerade by Hannah Colson, I also got a page done. Friendship by Rachel Mintz, unfortunately, I didn't touch. And my Aviary book by Mythographic, the Joseph Kattenbang, I believe it is, I also did not touch. So I'm going to add that into my next rotation as well and see if I do. I got all 3 of my Buddy colours, well 4 technically, because December and January, all 4 of my Buddy colours completed. If only I could get through some of my old ones now. And then the little list of materials that I put down, I had Starjoy Gold, used those a few times. I have quite enjoyed them. My Indra Creative I didn't get to, so I'm going to add those back into the pile again and see if I use them. My Prismacolor I used quite a bit. My Crayon I used a few times. My King Art Gel crayons, don't even know why I did that onto this list. Just because I love them, probably, because I use those all the time, and I did the same. And then my Posca paint pens, and I did actually throw more paint pens into my pile this month. So go me, I did use those as well. So we're going to go to my new plans for February, March and April. I need to put my book somewhere out of the way. So I'm going to keep in Reptiloids, Spooklets, Small Victories and Enchanted Faces, because I have my 10 books to finish and I do fancy them, along with my Aviary. You're going to see a ridiculous number of books pulled for this 3-month cycle, just to see what I can get through. I'm also going to keep my Fairy and Fantasy and Fairy and Fantasy 5 in, because I didn't work in those, but I'm still actually quietly hoping to. So these are all going in this next cycles pile. I'm going to not pull any of the other books in though. So that is those, they're all staying in. I am going to keep that Forever Whip, the Mariola Boo deck, in my pile and see what happens with that. I then have a little pile here of my 10 books to finish that I'm keeping in. I'm going to keep, well, adding in, should I say. These are going back into the rotation for this cycle. Mine Maestro Europa is going back in because I actually have a buddy colour page and a whip in this book, so hopefully I might be able to do both. My Coloriage Wild, I'd like to get a 3rd page done in there. That's one of my 10 to finish. My Sarah Victor Dunkobon, she counts as one of my 10 to finish and an untouched colouring book. I haven't worked in here, so that would be nice to get some work done in, so I pulled that one as well. My Matchstick Mouse Summer is one of my 10 to finish, and because I did so well with my winter one, I know it's a little bit early, but I'm really hoping to get a few pages knocked out of that one. And of course, my Hannah Coulson Tales from the Forest Kingdom is one of my 10 to finish, and it does also have a Forever Whip in the back of here, so that would count for a bit of everything, which would be good. So maybe I can get that one done as well. Pop those off to one side. So from there I have a little pile of books, let's see, that I've picked just because every so often you should just pick a pile of things that you just want to colour. I've picked pretty much my only Valentine's Day book because it is February, so Valentine's Cuties by Joshua Dunbar. You know, I love these little books by him, so you never know, maybe I could get a few pages done in there and look all impressive and such. I have randomly picked, I know her new one's out, but I don't have it yet. It's a hard work to get here at the moment. Hannah Coulson Tales from the City Among the Stars. I've gone with this one instead. So this is completely untouched, uncoloured. It's a crime, I know. I just forget, I think, because I have all of these tales from set. It's a lot of pages, it's a lot of book. I'm one human. So I'd really like to, you know, pop a page into that book. That would be fun. I've added my World of Flowers back in just because I super love this book, and I've really enjoyed working in the Small Victories, and what that does is just kind of really make me want to work in her books randomly, so I've added that into the pile just to see. Then just for funsies, a couple of easy relaxing books because I need those in between. I've added a Jade Summer Alice in Wonderland because I do quite enjoy these grayscale pages with alcohol markers, and I've done a couple of pages in here but not terribly many, so get some in there done. And I've also added the Hannah Lynn Early Works Grayscale because once I realised that I could just have fun with my markers on the darker pages in here, that is what I'm going to do. And then, because I never work in them and I need to, and because I quite... tell you a secret, I really want to get a million cute babies, is it? The babies one she's done. But I've promised myself not to just buy books that I'm not going to colour in just because I like them. I am on trying to do a low buy this year. Yeah, I know. What is happening? I'm running out of room more than anything, but also because, you know, we're saving up for some things that we want doing on the house and such, so it needs to be done. So if I get a few pages done in here, I might then treat myself to that book. Or it might help me realise that I've got that many pages in here, I don't need that other book. We will see. We will see what the psychology happens there. And so I've added A Million Magical Creatures by Lulu Mayo. I do have a couple of pages done in there, So hopefully we might get a few more. From there, as I said, is my project this year to get rid of some of my Forever Whips, and along those lines I've gone quite kind of crazy with the amount of pages I've picked. So I have Joanna Basford's Rooms of Wonder. I have this page I started forever ago in here. I love it. I don't know why I haven't been able to get back to it. Super fun. I just need to work on it. So I have that Forever Whip that I'm hoping to get to. I have Melpomene Chatsy Panny Go-To's Circle of Life. You all know how much I love this book, and I do have quite a few beautiful pages already completed in this one. I think I've worked on a few on the channel with you all before, so super love all the pages I've done so far in here. Would be nice to manage to get some more. I think my favourite is this turtle guy. So I have a Forever Winter Whip in the back, so I thought while it's still cold I could maybe get this one done and out of the way. It would be good, so try and hopefully work on that one. I have my absolute ridiculous Forever Whip from Rias Nisi Police. This is like irritating me now. I coloured this leaf a billion years ago and I haven't touched this book. It's unworked in, it's just got that little bit done, and I would like to see that get completed. And then along the lines of enjoying my Matchstick Mouse book so much the last couple of months, I've also pulled his floral book because I have a whip in here that's been sat hanging around forever for no good reason. So it would be nice to maybe get rid of the whip in there as well. And then finally, my last two books for choice, I have Alien Worlds, which I think is probably not going to get done, but it would be nice. And I have actually worked on this a little bit last month, just bits and pieces. You probably can't even tell because there's so much going on this page. As you fill things in, it's not always noticeable, but I brought down some of the greenery and added some more blue lately, and you know, it's going to be so fun when it's completed if I ever get there. I just really need to find the energy to work on these million small details. Hopefully, you never know. So I've added that one, no pressure to myself. And then I've added this. This is Maria Troll's Botanicum. It's one of her older books. I have many of hers, and it has two, I repeat, two Forever Whips in it. I have this super old one here, started with Distress Inks, and I have this super old one here, started with Albrecht Dürer. And these really are from like the beginning of my colouring, like years ago. So it just really would be nice to also knock those two pages off my list. Again, I'm maybe being a bit overly ambitious, but I've kind of really pulled myself a pile out this time to see if that hinders my wanting to colour by having too many, or maybe gives me more to play with this time than my last 2 months. So apart from that, supplies. I have a bunch of supplies that I would like to see some use of this month. Pencil wise, along the lines of my whip, I would like to use my Albrecht Dürer because I've used these all of about twice in all the years I've had them. So it's time to whip those bad boys out. I'd like to use my Holbein some in this cycle because I do actually use these pencils and love them, and some of the books I've chosen this time round really do work well with these, so I'd like to see some use for my beautiful Holbeins. And I would also like to put my Spiroforban back into the rotation again. I had these in last month and I did use them. I actually really enjoyed them. So along those lines, because I do really not use these, I would like to use them again. At least a couple of times would be nice, to be honest. So pop those back in. And I've added with those the Indra Creative that I didn't get around to last month. These are quite new to me, and they're pastel pencils, so I just need to find that slot that I can just pop them into, and a pencil set I can just add them to for this month's rotations. From there, because you know, if we're going to go extreme, we're going to go extreme, I've pulled out my Black Widows because these babies haven't been used for a while at all. I used them a tiny bit last month and then realised like how long it is since I've pulled these out. So I do like them and I do want to use them. And then finally, I'm going to add my Amazon Basics. A little bit of a budget pencil in there. Chuck my Amazon Basics in just for fun and giggles. Keep it PG. And then for other mediums, as I said, I recently received the Coloria gel pens as a Christmas gift. I've got glitter and metallics in here, I believe, so I would like to have a play with these, and they seem quite interesting, and they have unusual and rather nice, I'm going to take the lock off there, nibs to them. I know, no one was as shocked as I. Look at that nib. So I feel like they might work really nice because they look like the cheap nasty gel pens that I hate. So when I opened them, I was a bit disappointed to see that. I like the ones that look like Colour Technics and Chromatech, but then you have this interesting nib. So really want to play with those. So I pulled those out. There we go. I want to play with my pan pastel. These, I recently got a new set for Christmas as well, so I really want those to see the light of day these next couple of months, see what I can use them on. I've put my glossy accents because I have been using those quite a bit and enjoying them, and I'm going to pop them back into the pile to get some more use. And then I wanted to add in my Paul Rubens metallic watercolours. These were bought for me by my wonderful friend Corey, who is Colourfully Optimistic here on YouTube, and I don't use watercolour like ever, but when I do, I use metallics, and I really need to pull them out. These look beautiful, they need to be played with. I have actually used these a couple of times and enjoyed them when I did, so they need to be used. And the other medium is stencils. I am a card maker, so I have lots of really fun, unique, useful stencils that I have collected over the years that will hopefully get some use in my colouring book. So I've added that to my pile as well. And then the final item that I have, and finally, let me see now, I'm going to move all these things over. I have, well, you will see them in a future haul. I already had a couple of sets of the Tulia gel acrylic paint pens. I had the Earth and Skin set, and I had the pastel set, and then I got the blue, which is actually the blues and purples set from my husband. Yeah, that was a present. And I did randomly fail my low buy. I mean, in all that time, like, it's not so bad, is it? I bought the confetti set. I know it's very random, but those kind of fun confetti colours. And then I know my husband's got me a set of these as a gift coming up for at some point. So I think I'm sure he's got me the green set for Valentine's Day. We'll quietly hide that in the background. So I now have quite a few of these. I've used a few of them. I tend to just use them for backgrounds or outlining or highlighting, to be honest. But I have actually, spoiler alert, been really enjoying these. I'm just being a bit careful with the nibs because they do have the ones that annoy me that bung up. So I'm trying to, you'll notice I've put certain pens, or not, I must not have put them back yet. I've been putting the ones that I've used the other way so that I tend to use those more. Yeah, they must all be in my box on the side. And yeah, I just cannot get over the colour range of these pens. So I've just been kind of like, they're on my wish list for my husband for like anniversaries, Christmas, birthday, Valentine's Day. He knows I would like to collect these. So I'm being good. I'm not just going out and buying a billion paint pens because I've got lots. I can wait. And hence my reasoning on my low buy, trying to be able. But I did grab the confetti set this year. I did. It happened. We're not always perfect. And yeah, I'm actually really enjoying these pens. All the different sets, although numbered 1 to whatever, so far, because I've been writing their names down, there are no repeats of any of the pens in any of the sets that I've purchased, which is interesting, but also leading me to the conclusion that to have the full collection you need all the sets. But at least when you do buy a new set, you know you're not getting quite a lot of repeats, which is nice. So that is my epic pick and colouring plans for February, March and April. I reckon even if I get quite a few pages done, I won't run out of things that I want to do this time. Hope this has been useful. If so, give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed already to the channel, please do. Ignore my sneezing French bulldogs in the background. That's what you can hear. And I will see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.